Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia, and I want to tell you that you need to press the like button or you will have 7 days bad luck. Hello everyone, welcome back to Defense Politics Asia, and this is the summary for the day of 98, 1st of June, and the breaking news which I just broke, actually not I broke, but I just simply read someone else breaking the news, is that there is this reported fighting at Katerinivka towards Gluhiv or Glukiv or Huluhiv or Hulukiv, depending on how it is pronounced. And this is in the Sumy region. So Sumy is this Sumy city. And this border here, this dotted line, maybe you might not be able to see it with a smaller screen. This is the Sumy Oblast or Sumy region. And there is this reported incursion by the Russian forces into Ukraine, Sumy region, and they are already fighting here at Katerinivka. But it take this with a pinch of salt, because something this big is only reported by Euromaidan PR Twitter account. I haven't seen anyone else talking about it, so I'm still waiting for their details later. So take this with a pinch of salt, and I feel that if the Russians will do an incursion, then they will not be only incurring only from one road, but probably 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 and 6. You will go by multiple directions, or maybe not from Belarus, but maybe through Semenivka, Hemyard, and here at Bakhmut. You will go by multiple directions. Tentatively, it doesn't seem like the case, but we will definitely continue to monitor the situation. So yeah, that's a bit clickbaitish, right? But this is the breaking news. This is the latest information I can give you. So that's that. However, in terms of cross-border shelling, the Russians continue to attack the border towns, where the Leonivka, as well as Seredina Buda, as well as this Stukalivka, all have been shelled by mortar or artillery, and there's also Bilopile also got shelled. So multiple locations have been shelled. But what seems to stand out for me is that Seredina Buda seem to be a constant target. So is Bilopile. So I have added this fortress logo onto these two locations as indication of a major Ukrainian position in this area. In fact, there is a cluster of Ukrainian positions, all around, but they are not being shelled constantly, in the same location. So anyway, this is just for guidance, just for a guide, have a feel of where the Ukrainians might be positioned. Because if I put an icon on every location that was shelled, also that doesn't seem to make a lot of sense, because maybe one shelling they might all run away, so who knows. So this is a situation in the north. So the northern front is not exactly open yet, until we can verify this information at Lukiv. So moving on to the south, there's no news from Odessa. This is the 5 vessels that was reportedly guarding the coastline. At Ochakiv, there is 2 naval vessels reportedly damaged or destroyed. Not sure what's the situation, because there was shelling by the Russian side from the Spit here onto Ochakiv. Ochakiv is this here. However, there is no details in regards to the 2 naval ships that got damaged or sunk. I'm gonna call it. I'm not going to report on it until or indicate it until we got more information. Moving on to the southern front, On the southern front, there is a Ukrainian Sukhoi 25 that got shot down over Liubo Birivka. This name is so Chinese. Liubo. There is. So this is shot, and then according to the Ukrainian information, operational information, they reported aerial reconnaissance in the area of Ivanovka, Lepetika, as well as Zelenodolsk, and which is this, and this location. So how would you know that they are having aerial reconnaissance? Probably because they got troops there. So I've indicated possible Ukrainian positions in these places. Maybe these are the locations where the Ukrainians have their forward operating base, which is why they are able to spot the aerial reconnaissance. If not, it's actually rather difficult to spot a UAV, to be honest. So, and then according to the same operational information, there is this report of where is it? So this is probably wrong. Oh, sorry, I need to delete this. This is wrong. Sorry, that was outdated information. So previously I was trying to ascertain if the Ukrainians actually captured any of the towns, and I made I saw a contradiction, and then I tried to reread the information, and it seems like maybe it's not credible. So it was actually Zolota Balka, Ivanivka, as well as Svyatohirs'k. I thought that they might be captured by the Ukrainian forces, but somehow it's not. So it's not. Oh, I actually put it here. So anyway, because of the reconnaissance at Ivanovka, so I believe Ivanivka is actually captured by the Ukrainian forces already. So probably because they have captured Mykolaiivka previously, so maybe these are linked. That's why they, in effect, when they captured this, they also captured this at the same time. So that is that. There is this video of dead Ukrainian soldiers along the railway track, and it was misattributed to be a video from Davydiv Brid, the fighting at Davydiv Brid. However, along Davydiv Brid region, there is actually no railway tracks, so that information is not correct. And I actually went to front lines where there is railway track, and I actually found it. Is here. The location is actually the UAV video is actually shot here. I'm not going to show it because there is dead people in the video. You can actually go to the map at defensepoliticsasia.com/Ukraine, which is this. So defensepoliticsasia.com/Ukraine, and you'll be able to find this map here, where you can actually play around within the website, and you can actually see some of the information on the side. If you don't like, you can actually make it bigger. You can press this button, view larger map, and you actually open a new tab, and they actually give you the bigger version. However, somehow the viewer version versus the editor version, which is the one I'm using here, is different. The one I'm using, you see the UI is actually different. I have no idea why they made it this way. So you just bear with it. That's the only way I can say it. So moving on to this part, there is this report by the Russian sources that the Ukrainian forces attempted to attack at Svyatohirs'k as well as Davydiv Brid, probably again. So this might be the third offense. Not sure, is it the same one, or maybe this might be describing the second one for Davydiv Brid. And this also suggests again by the Russian source that Davydiv Brid is actually under Russian control. So I have put the flag to show that it's under Davydiv Brid. There's also a video of Ukrainian artillery shelling Russian positions at Davydiv Brid. I didn't really watch that video, and I'm not sure when it's dated. So anyway, that's that. So there is fighting at Svyatohirs'k. So far, the attack is reported to have failed to capture the towns, and that's up for that's it for the Southern Front. And there is nothing to report on my side for Zaporizhzhia Line. Of course, it's the usual artillery battles. Moving on to the Donetsk Front. At the Donetsk Front, there is, let me see, there's no updates regarding the western side of Donetsk city. Moving on to the north. Okay, there's this offensive that was reported previously probably have fizzled out. There's no more reports on this fighting, so I'm gonna remove it for now. Right, so I remove it in front of you, and I'm gonna push back so that it doesn't seem so confusing. And okay, and also this offensive from Alexandropil, I think this had failed as well. So gonna remove this as well. So yeah, so that we clean up a bit. There is this okay, that's not it. This offensive had gone nowhere. So I'm just gonna leave this here just for notes for note purposes on how far they have went around New York, but the offensive seems to have stopped entirely. There's no update on Luhansk. Should I give it a quick check now? Might have missed it. Luhansk. Latest information is that it's still not captured yet. So yes, I can confirm that. So no information about this fighting at the outskirts of Bakhmut, and there's actually no new information, to be honest. All this fighting is still going on. There's no updates. The Komishevaka is still being fought over. However, the fighting has spilled over to the outskirts of Zolote, which is probably around this region, which is why I indicated another fighting icon here. So no updates regarding Zolote and Hir'sk as well. So we are already in Luhansk Front. There is this information that the Ukrainian forces are pushed out of the forest at Myrna Dolina. So Myrna Dolina is this town here. However, there is actually two patches of forest. So I'm not sure which forest they are referring to. So I'm assuming it's this one. So the Ukrainian lines are pushed northward, so less dispute. The last information I have for Myrna Dolina is that it's actually under Russian control. They have already captured that previously, cutting off this supply line. However, very few information is coming out from that region. Fighting is continuing at Ustinivka, according to this Ministry of Defense of Ukraine information, saying that the Russian forces are attacking with the support of mortar. And then there is this correction in terms of the front line, because in the same operational information of Ukraine, Ministry of Defense of Ukraine, they mentioned there is this fighting at Bobrov. So Bobrov is here. So previously Bobrov was already indicated as captured by the Russian forces. So with this information, that invalidated the previous information, and then we have now this tail of this ghost with Super Saiyan hair and a tail. Anyway, this tail end at Bobrov, similar information about mortar and fighting, and this put into question about the situation at Borovsky, because according to Ukraine map, they say that Borovsky is actually under the Ukrainian control, and on our side is that we have reported it captured by the Russian forces. So, but with this fighting around here, Borovsky might actually be Ukrainian, but we're going to monitor a bit more, see if we have any more information about this town over here. And also at the same note, there is also by other OSIN analysts that Voronov is actually also not captured yet by the Russian forces. They are still fighting at Voronov, according to aggregate OSIN. So I'm going to put a question mark here first, and let's wait for more clear and or maybe videos or photos, something that can help us clear up this information, or maybe information from the Ministry of Defense of Russia. So nowadays the MOD of Russia, their reports, their daily reports are rather useless. They become very vague. A lot of this information that cannot be mapped, reminiscence of the Ukraine operational information earlier in the war. So nowadays the Ukrainian information tends to be a bit more useful. There's a lot more locations and information that we can actually use to do mapping. There is fighting reported at Syrotine or Syrotine, and also at Lisna Dacha. This is by HETI 6190802. They are the only people. This is the only Twitter account that mentioned about this. No one else has mentioned fighting at this location. So not sure where he got this information. But I'm gonna indicate it. It is believable that there is fighting or Russian forces trying to storm these Ukrainian positions at this moment. There is no new geolocations or footages coming out from Severodonetsk that I can map the front line, but fighting is reported at the Azot plant, which I assume is actually here. So I might be wrong. So Azot plant. So anyone who know better, you can share to me exactly, through Twitter or Telegram or Discord to let me know where is Azot plant. My assumption is actually here. So, but tentatively, what I think the front line is currently like this. This part is already captured by the Russian forces. This is what I think. However, we are just waiting for photographic or video evidence of the front line capture. So, moving out of Luhansk, back into Donetsk, into the Izyum Front. There is no update regarding Ryhorodok. There is fighting, some rumors of capture, but I don't think that's true. There's no more information coming out for Shushrov. It is believable that it is captured because it's a really, really small town. But of course, there is a lot of forest for the Ukrainian forces to hide. So this continues to hold. The big news is that there is a capture of Yarova. The Russian forces have captured Yarova and they are now storming Svyatohirs'k. Rumors are coming out, reported by ANA News, is that the troops have already captured, the Russian troops have captured Svyatohirs'k. So it is a surprise because it's really fast. So since it's by ANA News, we will probably get footages or photos from this news network. This is a Russian news network, and let's wait for some confirmation because this is way too fast. The capture is way too fast to be believable. So no updates on Sosnov and Borhodashne. Then now we are in the south of Izyum. This Izyum city is here. This Izyum city. So there is this one of these Dipanini, which basically one of our viewers, Bergat. He sent me via email this link showing a helicopter strike on Ukrainian position, and he actually geolocated the flight path, the missile path, to be this line, and the target is actually on this forest line. So I can actually show you this. This is not. Oops. So I can make it softer. So you can see this is a helicopter flying towards this direction, and then his target is actually far away in the forest line. You can see he actually discovered some entrenchment, which I cannot actually see. So he launched a missile. So this is not a rocket. This is actually a missile, homing missile. You can see it's spinning towards a target, and the target is actually in the tree line. And there's a hit, and then once the hit, and then the helicopter turns away. So this also shows that the Russian helicopters do not necessarily only fire their rockets like a makeshift Grad rocket barrage, but they actually also do use homing missiles. So, but this missile seems to be needing a guidance. That's why the helicopter cannot turn away until the target was hit. Fighting is reported at Donetsk. So, I did some cleaning up of the front line because all the offensive towards Dmitrivka, Vinopilia, Novodmitrivka has all seems to be stalled for too long, and these are not Russian positions. These are all Ukrainian positions. So I have removed all these offensive, these pointy ends, and push back the front line. And there is also this report that by the Ukrainian Defense Ministry that the Russians actually led an offensive towards the direction of Donetsk and Dnipropetrovsk, which is actually Dubrovnik. So if the Russians are attacking Dubrovnik and Donetsk, then Dubrovnik cannot be Russian controlled. So, which also means that Kuruka also is not under Russian control. So it assessed to be Ukrainian controlled. So I gave the positions back to the Ukrainians. So it's a bit more tight now. The front at south of Izyum. Donetsk definitely is still not under Russian control yet. This one I have already mentioned quite a few times that they still are contested. And so now the fighting in terms of the update in this region is that Donetsk and Dubrovnik is fighting. Velika Komishuvaka, this rumor is reported by another OSIN analyst, is that the Ukrainians took Velika Komishuvaka and the Russian counterattack and retook it. It sounds plausible if you want to believe this rumor, but I think I don't think this rumor is correct at all. So I can delete it. I think that the Ukrainians never recaptured Velika Komishuvaka. Is too convenient to say the Ukrainians go in and then the Russians retook. Within 2-3 days, not that possible in my opinion, because the Russians are likely to have entrenched at this position because this is the front line. So I don't think a capture of Velika Komishuvaka will be that easy. So that's all for the Izyum Front. Moving on to the Kharkiv Front. At the Kharkiv Front, there is also a lot of rumors today. So the Russian captured Chestakov as well as Fedorivka. This is by AZ Military 11, which is also a supporter of DPA. However, to believe this information would have to mean that we have to believe the previous information that the Ukrainians have retreated from Peremoha, because there is no clear route to Shestakov and Fedorivka unless the Russians have also captured Peremoha. So I will look into this furthermore. I will leave the question mark here. But if this is true, then they will have cut off the resupply route to Starosaltiv and Vernisaltiv, and which means that this entire Ukrainian force here might have trouble resupply and reinforcement, and they might have to take the smaller roads down to Moldova, and which will make the situation on the eastern coast even worse. But we will check if this is correct. I haven't seen some of the Russian sources which I always check mentioning this. There is fighting at Vasily reported, and there's also reported fighting at Supivka. There is no updates on the Ruska Lozova fighting. Probably have died out, this fighting, and there is also no mention of the capture of Sosnivka by the Russians. So despite this preliminary information that the Ukrainians lost the battle and retreated, there is no indication that the Russians have captured the location. So no updates in terms of these two battles. We will continue to keep track and see how it goes. So this is the summary for the day of 98, 1st of June, and I'll see you in the next update.